नमस्कार दोस्तों, हर संडे की तरह हम आपके साथ जुड़े हुए हैं। आप जानते हैं कि पिछले संडे से हम लोग डार्क वेब उसके बारे में बात कर रहे हैं और हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं अजय जी, अजय निकुंभ जी, जो कि साइबर सिक्योरिटी और इसी में एक्सपर्टीज रखते हैं, डार्क वेब में भी एक्सपर्टीज रखते हैं। हम सब ज्यादा इसके बारे में जानते नहीं, इसलिए हमने जैसे आपको प्रॉमिस किया था कि वी विल ब्रिंग इन एक्सपर्ट्स ऑन द सब्जेक्ट्स हु विल गाइड अस एज टू व्हाट आर द प्रोटेक्शंस टू बी टेकन एज अ बैंकर। आज हम ये बात करने वाले हैं कि हम हमें प्रोटेक्ट कैसे करें और हमारे कस्टमर को प्रोटेक्ट कैसे करें। तो अगर आपने पिछले संडे का वीडियो देखा होगा, उसका ये एक्सटेंडेड वर्जन है, जिसमें और कुछ सवाल हम पूछेंगे और वो जानकारी लेने के बाद में देर वुड बी ए थर्ड पार्ट ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर सेशन, डार्क वेब एंड इट्स इम्पैक्ट और वट एवर दैट यू कॉल इट, और द टाइटल वुड बी मिस्ट्रीज ऑफ डार्क वेब, समथिंग लाइक दैट, वो दिमाग में चल रहा है। तो अजय जी, थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग वंस अगेन, extending the discussion from the last Sunday. एक सवाल ऐसा आता है कि यार ये डार्क वेब में हमारे बैंकों का डेटा लेकर के किसको फायदा होता है और वो पैसे कैसे करते हैं, हाउ डू दे मेक मनी, एंड हमें कैसे पता चलेगा कि हमारा डार्क वेब कैसा है। और एक इसमें जुड़ा हुआ सवाल है कि इन लोगों को पैसे कैसे मिलते हैं, कौन देता है
Sure,
पैसे है। सो दीज आर टू थ्री क्वेश्चंस आई वुड लाइक यू टू पिक अप एंड
sure.
गाइड अस ऑन दीज इश्यूज सर। द फ्लोर इज योर्स।
थैंक यू सर। डार्क वेब में लास्ट टाइम जैसे हमने बात किया था लास्ट संडे में कि डार्क वेब में सारा डेटा हमारा जो है केवाईसी डेटा है, अकाउंट रिलेटेड डेटा है, कस्टमर के बाकी इंफॉर्मेशन से कस्टमर नेम, एड्रेस, ईमेल आईडी, मोबाइल नंबर्स, कस्टमर के इंटरनेट डिटेल्स है, जो भी डिटेल्स हमारे पास बैंक में अवेलेबल है। ओके, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज अ पीआईआई डेटा, पर्सनल आइडेंटिफाइड इंफॉर्मेशन। ये सारी इंफॉर्मेशन डार्क वेब पे बेची जाती है। बेसिक हैकर्स क्या करता है कि बेसिक हैकर ये इंफॉर्मेशन लेके उस मार्केट में परचेस करने वाले लोग हैं, डार्क वेब में परचेस करने वाले बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो अटैक करते हैं। तो ऐसा चेन ऑफ द पीपल्स आर देयर, चेन ऑफ हैकर्स आर देयर, एंड देयर इज अ मार्केट प्लेस ऑफ द डार्क वेब। जेनेसिस मार्केट इज वन ऑफ द प्लेस, हाइड्रा इज अनदर प्लेस, फोरम लीक्स इज अनदर प्लेस। ऐसे वेरियस प्लेसेस, मार्केट प्लेस इज अवेलेबल ऑन द टॉर। और इफ यू डोंट गेट द इंफॉर्मेशन फ्रॉम द टॉर, यू कैन यूज द सर्च इंजिन। वो सर्च इंजन जो है उसका नाम है डक डक गो करके, नाम सर्च इंजन है। और भी ऐसे सर्च इंजन है जहां पे आप सर्च कर सकते हैं, जैसे गूगल में हम लोग सर्च करते हैं कि ये इन्फॉर्मेशन कहाँ भेजना है, ये सारी इन्फॉर्मेशन। और एक इन्फॉर्मेशन का कॉस्टिंग भी बहुत ज्यादा है। जैसे लॉग इन का कॉस्टिंग वहां पे $25 से $500 तक है, डिपेंड्स
हम्म।
ऑन द बैंक में कितना बैलेंस है। केवाईसी का इंडियन रुपीज में बात करें तो 200 से 1000 रुपीज तक केवाईसी डॉक्यूमेंट का सारी डिटेल्स आती है। देन क्रेडिट कार्ड के डम से स्टार्ट हुई $2, $5, $10 से लेके $50 तक आते हैं। इतना सारी कॉस्ट अवेलेबल से नॉर्मल बेचने के लिए मार्केट प्लेसेस में। तो क्रेडिट कार्ड अगर मिलता है तो मैं डायरेक्टली, कुछ साइट ऐसे कि जहाँ पे ओटीपी नहीं लगता है हम लोग, इंडिया के बाहर के जो साइट्स है वहां पे हम लोग डायरेक्ट परचेस करते हैं ओटीपी की इंफॉर्मेशन से। इट्स पॉसिबल विदाउट ओटीपी, with the credit
ओके
card information.
ओके ओके।
Okay, directly on the websites. We
या।
can make a credit card cloning again. जो हैकर है क्रेडिट कार्ड क्लोनिंग भी करते हैं सारे
ओके।
सिमिलर कार्ड्स। आपको पता है हमारे बैंक्स में बहुत सारे क्रेडिट कार्ड से या डेबिट कार्ड से डेटा गया था वो दो दो तीन साल पहले,
जी।
और काफी बड़े अमाउंट्स हमने लॉस किए थे उस वक्त। सो दे
जी।
दे टेक इंफॉर्मेशन फ्रॉम देयर सर्वर्स एंड मेक अ क्लोन कार्ड बेसिकली।
ओके।
डेबिट कार्ड के क्लोन कार्ड बनते हैं सारे। सिमिलरली केवाईसी इंफॉर्मेशन लेके वो अकाउंट्स बनाते हैं अलग अलग जगह पे, आपके आपके नाम से बनते हैं। जैसे मैं हैकिंग करता हूँ तो मैं मेरे अकाउंट में पैसे थोड़ी ट्रांसफर करता हूँ,
ओके।
कोई ट्रांसफर दैट टू XYZ अकाउंट जो हमारे पास केवाईसी से अकाउंट बना है उसमें हम लोग ट्रांसफर करते हैं, उसमें ट्रांसफर होता है मनी। एंड देन फ्रॉम दैट अकाउंट विल ट्रांसफर द मनी टू अनदर अकाउंट, देन सेल, मेक मेक दैट मनी टू परचेस द क्रिप्टो करेंसी।
ओके।
डार्क वेब में क्रिप्टो करेंसी बहुत चलता है। यू
ओके।
नो द क्रिप्टो करेंसी जिसको हम लोग आभासी चलन जो बताते हैं हिंदी में। ओके, क्रिप्टो करेंसी आभासी चलन, जो क्रिप्टो करेंसी ब्लॉकचेन पे चलता है पूरा।
हम्म।
So blockchain is a technology which is very secure technology with full of encryptions layer, and nobody can open that layer basically.
ओके।
Security is most important here. Okay. So through blockchain, Bitcoin या Bitcoin जैसे other भी coin है, जस्ट जैसे जॉइन कॉइन है, देन योर मोनोरो है, देन अदर अदर इथेरियम है। तो इनसे ट्रांसफर मनी ट्रांसफर होता है सारा बिटकॉइन में या क्रिप्टो करेंसी में ट्रांसफर होता है। जो भी
ओके।
हमारा व्यवहार होता है वो बिटकॉइंस या क्रिप्टो करेंसी में होता है, मनी ट्रांसफर होता है जो होता है। सो क्रिप्टो करेंसी की कॉस्टिंग अगर देखेंगे आप तो वन बिटकॉइन इज ऑलमोस्ट आई थिंक अराउंड 90 lakhs. Cost is there. Today's cost is there. 90 lakh cost for one Bitcoin. One Ethereum cost is around 2 lakhs. So this coin cost start from 145, 150 rupees to thousands of rupees are there.
ओके।
So they create purchase this cryptocurrency. Now how to purchase cryptocurrency is again a big task.
ओके।
Okay.
ओके।
So there are various exchange available in India also.
ओके।
Okay. Bitcoin is or a cryptocurrency is not a legal tender in India
राइट।
as a currency,
राइट।
but it is a legal asset in India. Okay, there is a
ओके।
difference in currency and
ओके।
asset.
ओके।
Let us suppose that I have 5 Bitcoin. So 5 Bitcoin is my asset, not a currency in India. But
ओके।
for other country, it is a currency.
So I am allowed
Okay,
to make investment there in India. I can invest
that's
there.
correct.
Yeah.
You can invest there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what the hacker is doing, they hack the money and purchase this Bitcoin or purchase this cryptocurrency. That's the one way.
Yeah.
Another way, you can transfer your money into the Bitcoin through the exchange. Various exchanges are available in India also. In Pune also, in Mumbai also, there are various exchanges available. Even my one of the friend in Pune built the exchange, cryptocurrency exchange, as well as he also built a coin, special coin with his name.
Okay.
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 It's also possible,
Yeah.
like a Bitcoin, similar to Bitcoin. It's
Yeah.
also possible.
Reserve Bank
Okay,
of India is not comfortable with bitcoins or any
that's
cryptocurrency.
correct.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
correct. RBI is not permitting that one,
Yeah.
but some other country they are permitting. There's a legal tender for that
या अभी तो ट्रम्प
Bitcoin.
ने उसके नाम से भी बिटकॉइन बनाया ना, आई मीन
हाँ,
कंपनी।
वो कोई भी बना सकता है ना, मैं भी मेरे नाम से बना सकता है, आप भी आपके नाम से बना
हाँ।
सकते हैं, then valuation will be there. So
या।
it's possible. It's possible.
या।
So that cryptocurrency is used to purchase and sell this data basically. Okay, and there are some marketplaces where this happen. बट यहाँ पे चैलेंज क्या है कि सामने वाला जो बंदा है वो अपने को पता नहीं कि पैसे देगा नहीं देगा जब हम वी सेल देम।
ओके।
सो देयर आर मीडिएटर that called as a escrow market. Escrow mediators are there some there in the
ओके।
market.
ओके। ओके।
They
ओके।
provide the escrow services.
ओके।
So you sell data to escrow first, and then escrow services give the data to XYZ and take a money from them and give it to you basically.
For a commission or for something,
The
a
commission or
cut
some
they would like to
margin.
have. Yeah. Yeah.
Point% margins are there, very, very less margins
Such
are,
a
but they are
great
doing
knowledge
their
you are giving. I mean, I'm so grateful to you.
thing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So these are the way out for the basically data selling or purchasing on the in the dark web basically. Okay, there are reseller, there are money laundering users are there, account takeover gangs are there. Most important, state sponsor actors are actually participate in this area.
Okay.
Some countries are there. They have their total team. Hacker teams are there.
क्या बात है।
Okay.
हाँ हाँ।
And they hack the banks of the other country.
ओके।
Okay. And their economy is depend on these hackers again.
क्या बात
So
है।
state yeah. Some states countries are like that one.
या। या। या।
Okay. Some countries are doing the hacking to our Indians power system or Indian banking side basically.
या।
But our defense system is very strong.
या।
Okay, our defense army's persons or our cybersecurity experts in the defense are very very knowledgeable, and they block that attack basically.
ओके।
Lot of times after the Pulwama, lot of attacks happens in India. Thousands of attacks happen in the India from other sides basically. But Indian block that attack powerfully.
अजय
Indian
जी, अजय
police,
जी, मेरा एक रिक्वेस्ट रहेगा, विल नॉट टेक द नेम ऑफ द कंट्रीज, नहीं तो ये यूट्यूब वाले अपना
of course,
चैनल ब्लॉक
that's
कर
right.
देंगे।
I know. So that's why I'm
Yeah,
not taking any name.
yeah, yeah,
XYZ country.
yeah,
Okay. I'm not taking any name.
yeah, yeah,
Okay. So this peoples are doing a lot of hassles to our country basically after this attack basically. But well, we'll block whether our peoples are very expert in that area. We'll
yeah,
talk about this again sometime later basically.
yeah,
Okay. Next.
yeah.
Okay. So these are the various attack happen and business is done through the cryptocurrency. Okay.
Mm.
Now this basically dark web daily transaction. I already told you that almost $5 lakh transactions is happening on the dark web. Okay, and the purchase and sales is done on this dark web basically. It's a
Yeah,
huge data, huge data.
yeah.
Then somebody purchase this data, somebody sell that data. Maybe sometimes the drugs are purchased, drugs are sold, medicines are purchased, medicines are sold, banned medicines are there. So in this way, dark way is doing the business. And in urban cooperative banks, normally our data is a asset basically for the urban cooperative bank. And we need to secure that data basically. That's the major task for us as per the RBI direction, as per the
Okay.
NABARD direction. Okay. So your question, next question, you can say. I think that's
Yeah,
all.
yeah. So, the further question that comes up with what UCB should be doing to prevent the data theft, and what steps or actions they should be taking is major area you can advise. May not be going into all the technicalities, but then making them aware that how they
Okay.
insulate from this.
Okay.
डार्क वेब से डेटा थेफ्ट नहीं होवे इसके लिए क्या करें?
Barabar.
Yeah.
So there are various way out. Okay. The most important, we need to do the dark web monitoring for the UCB also.
Okay. Are there
Okay.
agencies which do this?
Sorry.
Are there any agency which can do this?
Yeah. A lot of agencies are available in India and India outside of the India also.
Okay.
Lot of
Okay.
tools are also available for the dark web monitoring.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Let us suppose that we XYZ banks is there. So which the agency will take a domain and the IP of that bank basically and search in the dark web whether is there any information is available on that name or
For
any
sale.
debit card. Yeah, for
Yeah.
the sale
For
purpose.
the sale purpose.
Then they block that one, they purchase that one. Lot of things are happening, and they inform to the bank that such information is leak and available. You can block that debit card or the credit card. Okay, so dark web monitoring is a big business now.
Okay.
Okay,
Mm.
so first of all, the dark web monitoring is done by the bank. Then the second one is threat intelligence tools are available. Now, what is threat intelligence? That's the most important factor here again. So, what happened in our digital infrastructure in the ECP? We are normally use the mobile banking, RTGS, NFT, internet banking. Okay, and some part of ATM is we are using for that digital banking purpose. Okay, now where is the surface here? I already told you last Sunday that the surface was on the website, surface was on the your mobile app. So to secure that, the IT team member or a CISO know very well about their packets movement.
Okay.
Okay, let us suppose that we are using the debit card. So debit card, if our client is using the debit card from the ICICI ATM or HDFC ATM, how data flow is done
Mm-hmm.
and what is the risk for that data flow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
if we are doing the RTGS,
Mm.
so how flow go, how packets are moving there for the RTGS and NFT. So from our bank to the sponsorship bank to the IPTAs or somewhere XYZ, then back to XYZ banks. So need to draw the data flow diagram, need to do the risk analysis on each and every point and put a control on that one. That is called as a basic threat intelligence.
Okay.
It's a way
Okay.
of doing the basic threat intelligence.
Okay.
Then
Okay.
total cyber security posture, their network basically, their
Okay.
connectivity.
Okay.
Okay, so branch to DC connectivity, data center connectivity, branch to DR connectivity need to secure, encrypted. Data in transit and data at rest should be encrypted.
Sir, in
When they
encryption will help the UCBs to protect themselves from the dark web attacks. How is that? How do you respond to that?
I will come to that point also.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Before that, some points are again most important.
yeah, yeah,
Okay. So I already told you the dark web monitoring. I already told you the threat intelligence, your network security, your firewall configurations, firewall audits, basically the most important factor, the surface audit, you can say. Then
okay.
vulnerability assessment and penetration testing with the help
VAPT.
of auditor VAPT. Vulnerability assessment is different and a PT is again a different part.
Yeah, yeah,
PT is nothing but the hacking basically with the permission of the bank
yeah,
from externally and from internally also.
yeah,
Okay. Then multi-factor authentications. Okay. Multi-factor authentications normally RBI told us that multi-factor authentication is need for your CPS.
yeah,
We put multi-factor authentication only for the CPS.
yeah,
We are not put the MFA for the email or firewall or other devices.
yeah,
It's required there again
yeah,
for the surface. So, okay. So multi-factor authentication is most important factor in the UCP.
yeah.
Okay. Then password basically. Normally minimum password length should be 8 ये हमारा पहला था वही minimum password length is 12 as per the RBI guidelines. But at the international level, we say minimum password length is a 15 digits with
Okay.
alphanumeric,
Okay.
ASCII key, all
Alphanumeric.
this.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
combinations will be required there.
yeah,
Okay, the password should be proper,
yeah.
and the password change frequency should be minimum 8 days or 10 days, not more than that.
Okay.
Or password change frequency is 45 days, 90 days, something like that.
Okay. Okay.
For the critical asset or critical devices, password frequency should be daily.
क्या बात है?
You can change. Yes,
This is something new because bankers basically are lazy guys. They
I know.
don't try to enter into this area and they don't realize the risk involved. So
That's
please
correct.
continue.
Yeah. So password should be changed because it should be changed daily or weekly or maybe 15 days should be there according to the criticality of the asset basically. Okay. Now the most important factor again come from the UCB that how we can remember the password that.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah.
That's the most challenging part here for the UCB people. So
Yeah.
I always told them in the training that in the morning we pray for the God. We say Patratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha
Mm.
or Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara. This is the password for you.
Yeah. 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 Very true.
It's possible. It's possible. You can
Yeah.
put
It's
this
possible.
password. Nobody can break that password.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah.
So password security is again most important. Then they train the employee. Various training should be happen for the IT department as well as for the normal staff of the bankers basically.
Okay.
So training should be there are various types of training. Cyber security awareness training first to the top management, to the middle management, and to the employee. Okay. Second, email security to the employee. Okay. Then your uh, cyber security awareness to the customer also and a vendor also is also important part.
Yeah.
Okay. Then others training for the IT department, internal audit training for ISO 27001. Then ISO 27 CISA training. Okay, all this training should be required for the IT department. Then this hacking training, ethical hacking training,
Okay.
monitoring training, threat incident training. Nobody do the risk assessment in the urban cooperative bank. Very few people, very few banks are doing the risk assessment properly.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so risk assessment is the most important factor to do to block this first type of attack basically. Okay,
Hmm.
then incident response. If something goes wrong, how we can fight that over with that? So develop the dark web incident response policy properly. Okay,
Okay.
then practice the cyber attack, phishing simulations, cyber attack simulations. Okay, nobody does that. Nowadays, RBI compulsory.
Nobody does that. Nobody does that. I
Nobody
know that.
does that basically.
Yeah.
Well, sorry. Well, phishing attack for the email. When we do the phishing attack for the email for XYZ Bank, we found lot of they reply with lot of data to us.
Okay.
Okay, huge data by team of IT, by team of other part of the banks. They give me all the information, confidential to me with the phishing attacks. At the same time, if I do the ransomware attack to the bank, I will give the proper example with the ransomware attack. So nobody can bother about the this type of exercise. Basically. So that's required to give the proper response to the dark web attackers basically. Okay. Now your questions basically, what is the encryptions exactly? Right? How it works? There are various ways to do the encryptions. Okay. And again, number of bit of encryption is most important. Minimum 256 bit of encryption is required for uh, normal laptops or your server basically. There are again two type of encryption. Hard disk encryption, full hard disk encryption is required, or sometimes you require the file or folder level encryptions. So these products are available in the market. These products are available in the market. For data at rest, we require some encryption. For data in transit, we require some encryption. For data in use, we require some encryptions.
Yeah.
Okay. I think you want to ask some question here.
My only goal is the channel is viewed by the bankers who are not
Yeah.
technology experts. So what you have been telling is very good. But then, without entering into the technology, what a CEO, chairman, or GM or DGM should understand from this, that these are the areas where there is a vacuum. And if at all you are
Yeah.
doing this, fine. But if you are not doing it, you need to do that. Is what my focus. I mean, inviting the focus again and again. Coming to the same topic, you can continue, and please also enlighten us on the strong authentication measures as well. You focus on that also.
Sure.
Authentication measures, strong authentication measures.
Sure. I will come to that one.
Yeah,
So I will repeat once again how the dark web will be blocked
yeah,
by dark web monitoring. Then SIM, SOC pull or SOC monitoring should be required there in the bank.
yeah,
Then the secure your cybersecurity posture, regular VAPT, multi-factor authentications, then the endpoint protections, device hardening is again the most important factor. CIS benchmarking is one of the website will give the proper guidelines about the device hardening. Okay, I will not go in detail for that technical. Well, so CIS benchmarking is required for the each and every critical devices. Incident response is again most important factor. Training for the employee and the customers again the most important factor. Then engage with the regulators and industry networks so that the knowledge can be increased. So these are all these factors is required for the UCB basically. Then the authorization, on the authorization, I can say that let us suppose that we'll take one example. Let us say one ABC bank is there and they have a 150 employee there. Okay. So I need to check whether all 150 employee, how much are the CBS users. Let us suppose that 125 users out of 150 users are the CBS users. Now 125 users are the CBS user. They have a multi-factor authentications enabled there. At the same time, all 125 users have an email ID. Need to check that one. Okay. Is all the users require the email? If not, you can disable that email ID.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Then at the same time, how many users have admin rights? We say that in technical language, privileged access right.
Yeah, privilege access rights.
So how many people are there who has a privileged access right? How many people are accessing the network devices? How many people are accessing the application servers? How many people are accessing the database servers? How many people have the access for the switch vendors or switch ATM and all these functions? So need to review that quarterly or minimum monthly or quarterly.
Yeah, yeah. What many
Okay.
banks have done is that they have ensured that the internet is accessed from selected and dedicated terminal and it doesn't enter into your CBS system. So that's how they are
Mhm.
trying to protect. I do not know how successful it will be. Suppose there are 10 branches, each branch will have only one laptop or a terminal which will access internet, and all other it will be away from the CBS system. So nobody can enter is what the idea is. I mean, whether this is workable, I mean, what is your view on that?
Well, sometime before RBI also give the guidelines similarly. But nowadays, what happened? When you go to that terminal, basically external terminal, which is connected to the internet, we find out the data inside the terminal is very confidential, and
Okay.
there is no security, no firewall for that device.
Okay.
So hacker will take that data
Enter.
immediately.
So that care has to
So
be taken.
that care has to be taken. Separately, security should be required for that device. Separately, firewall should be required for that device.
Okay.
Otherwise, nowadays, as per the RBI direction, as per the board level direction, we say network segregation.
Yeah.
You can segregate your network.
Yeah.
Some machines are connected to the internet. You can keep that machines alive separately on the network with the firewall. Okay, other machines are inside the firewall, and your server is in a DMZ zone, demilitarized zone,
Yeah.
separate zone.
Yeah.
So you can clearly mention the rules on the firewall
Hmm.
from which users is going to the applications, which user is going to the database, which user is using the accessing the email, at the same time which user is accessing the internet. You need to made a proper rule inside the firewall. You need to
Okay.
keep a proper log of that firewall. You need to keep the backup of the firewall. It
Okay.
should be required for each and every branch and each and every data center and DR sites also.
Yeah. Yeah. Ajay ji, there is one last question for the day, and
Yeah.
then we'll close the session and we'll move to next Sunday. The last question is, how do the banks protect the digital infrastructure?
Well, no, I already told you that the digital infrastructure in urban cooperative banks. Normally, they are using RTGS, they are using basically mobile banking, they are using ATM and internet banking in
Right.
normal usage.
Yeah.
We are not fully go digitalized till date now.
Yeah.
UCB,
Yeah.
nobody, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Very true. Very
so
true.
yeah, so for the RTGS and FT, they need to made a proper connection, host to host connections properly
Okay.
encrypted. We'll give the answer in the next session encryption about encryption
Yeah.
also.
Yeah.
Well, so connections between the host to host connection should be secured one. Okay.
Okay.
Then their username password should be strong. Their devices should be properly secured or properly maintained by the experts, basically connectivity devices. Similarly, at a time, ATM and ATM connectivity should be proper. ATM network should be separate from the branch network.
Okay.
Okay, normally the ATM is on the branch side.
Yeah.
So branch network and ATM network should be separate.
Okay.
Not the same network should be there.
Yeah.
Okay. Do not put additional cable to the ATM machine again, redundancy cable.
Okay.
Okay. It's a high risk again there. You can
Yeah.
put
Yeah.
the additional cable to the ATM. These are the small precautions need to take by the UCB and IT team of the UCB.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
But
let the IT team take a call from what you have
proper,
been telling them. And
that's
this is virtually open session. There would be some questions that would be raised on the 2 Sundays, what you have discussed. But then what I find is that banks are taking a lot of things. We'll be talking next Sunday on the cybersecurity and the Reserve Bank of India guidelines and various other questions. And if at all there is need, we may extend the program for the fourth session. But after 3 sessions, what I find is that there would be questions, and based on which we can have one more session with you, maybe in the month of August, because once people see this and if they raise questions and there are 7 8 questions, we can have one more chat on that. थैंक यू अजय जी। बैंकिंग के अर्बन कोऑपरेटिव बैंकिंग के जितने भी नॉन टेक्नोलॉजी बंदे हैं उन्हें ये देखना चाहिए। उसकी वजह ये है कि अजय जी को हमने रिक्वेस्ट की थी कि भाई टेक्निकल बात मत करो, टेक्निकल बात जो है वो हमारे आईटी टीम देखती है। लेकिन एज अ बैंकर, एज अ डायरेक्टर, एज अ चेयरमैन, एज अ सीईओ, एज एमडी और एज जीएम, मुझे क्या समझना चाहिए, दैट्स द इंटेंशन ऑफ दिस शो। And Ajay ji will be there with us on the next Sunday as well. There are a couple of questions which we have not raised. Ajay ji has agreed to join us on the next Sunday as well. So please keep watching. Thank you, Ajay ji. Thank you for such a great knowledge that you have been sharing for the urban cooperative banking fraternity. Request you to join on the next Sunday as well. Thank you. Thank you so
sure,
much.
sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.